Spencer here, and welcome to what I like to call the Wellbeing Channel because, well, it's an umbrella name really, isn't it, for so many ways and topics on health today. So subscribe, click the link to join me for some self-discovery, balance your life and keep your brain alive. What I do is I research and acknowledge a little of what's out there in that magical internet to find ways, little hacks to stay healthier and look after our mental health in these strange days. And if you're anything like me, a lot of insecure moments along the way in this world, yet a lot of magical things can happen too, with a little bit of serendipity. And if you joined me last time, it was about growth mindset. In this episode 27, have you heard of Neurobics? Neurobics. It's exercise for the brain. That is what this episode is about. Well, Neurobics, written by a couple of professors, no less, a Mr. Katz and a Mr. Rubin, as you will find out. And these two men came together serendipitously. Try and say that when you're sober, never mind drunk. And, well, there's some magic for you. Anyway, they came together, would you believe, and blended their interests and talents into defining something quite unique, a concept they called the Neurobics. They developed this because it offered a new kind of brain exercise to help the growing millions, including me, who are concerned about mental decline. As you grow older, naturally you will be, and it doesn't matter what age anyway. The sooner you start, the better, for a clear, more focused mind. That's the way I look at it. They actually came together with a program, scientifically based, I have to say, on the brain's ability to produce natural growth factors called neurotrophins, there you go, that help fight off the effects of mental aging. You know, even if it slows it down, that does me. And neurobic exercises use your 5 physical senses and your emotional sense in really unexpected ways. And what that does is encourage you to shake up your everyday routine, yeah? The routine thing, man, you've got to get out of that. And I know myself that as I'm approaching 60 now, and everybody join me who is that age and let me know, that I find myself doing things more routinely, particularly when we're in lockdown, because it makes me feel quite secure, you know, there's a strange thing going on there. The more routine, the more security. I want to stop that because this repetition thing, if you look that word up, is like a feeling and a thinking that loops, that sort of familiarity that we associate with security, I suppose. How odd. Joe Dispenza had said 95% of us by the time we reach 35 years old is a set of memorised behaviours. And that's back 30 years for me. Crikey, what have I manifested? I've probably been thinking the same thing for years. Erasing. This could be difficult, you know, for me. But I'm game. Those memorised behaviours and those subconscious beliefs and perceptions, I've got to notice how I act. The first steps create an enormous amount of change, which can be quite daunting. But what I'm doing then is I'm reinventing myself. A bit like Madonna. I'll have that. Seriously though, you know, everyday life is what they call, simply, a neurobic gym, brain gym. You know, it doesn't require taking a pen and paper and doing maths and all those different puzzles. They can be done anywhere, anytime, in offbeat and fun, easy ways. And that's why I like it, no complications. In other words, you can do this when you're shopping, or relaxing or eating or working or any of those things, because you're simply doing those things in a different way. And by that, they are designed to help the brain manufacture its own nutrients. Oh, I've got a message. And that strengthens and preserves a grown brain cells, like that, brain cells growing. Something as simple as closing your eyes, darlings, you know, and using your other senses to touch, smell, and be aware of your spatial memory. Even when you're unlocking a door, close your eyes when you're unlocking a door. You can always do this. Slow down. Just slow down. If your life is so fast that you can't do this for 5 minutes, then slow down. You're going too fast. Sorry about that. Couldn't help it. Just closing your eyes and finding your spatial memory to where the door is and unlocking it. That is typical of a neurobic exercise, just saying. So what happens in your brain when you do that? This becomes the exercise because it's different to what you normally do. It's an exercise that you don't even think is. In other words, it's underused nerve pathways and connections that are activated, the left and the right and all that jazz. The result is the production of a kind of natural brain fertilizer that strengthens the nerve connections. Now that's quite simple when you break it down, isn't it? And your nerve cell receivers stay younger and stronger. I like to hear that as I'm coming up for the 60. I like to hear that. And the benefit of that is a fit and flexible mind. So any age needs to do this, because when you're younger, it'll help you focus on all those different exams or all those different auditions, just focusing on the job that you've got in hand, making you a lot more keen and a lot more enthusiastic, and maybe even lightening the way on your path to finding something different, mastering a computer, mastering a program, or staying creative in your work. Need I say more, darlings? And just give you little hacks on your way. But let's face it, our brains are kind of activated by all our different senses, and we're always being stimulated in some way, darlings, by various things. So why or what's so specific about that neurobics? The nerve cell stimulation is necessary to activate new brain circuits and enhance our reheats, because we do so many things the same way, that repetition, as I say, day in and day out, but at least I do. And we need to break that routine, darlings. And like I said, it's really strange that we have to break it when, as I get older, I want to become more routine, because I'm like, oh, I'm safe here. I don't want to go out into the world. But you gotta push yourself and do it, because it is good getting out. You only have to just go out for a walk and suddenly you think, oh yeah, there's a little life outside the house. But there you go. And if you want to go further into it, which is what I'm going to do, I'm going to go off and I'm going to brush my teeth with my left hand. That should be a bit of a laugh. I'll let you know how I get on with it. Yep, I'll do anything for nerve stimulation. Get both sides of my brain talking to one another. That's what I need. That's what I need. Or receiving messages from each side to the other, which doesn't normally. It's like, oh, what's this? She's using the left hand. She don't normally do that. Why is that? What's happening? Oh, and then it's exercising it, isn't it? That's the way I see it. That's what I take from that. So it's always a challenge. You're not living if you don't have a challenge. So if it's in simple ways, challenge yourself in the bathroom, so to speak. I'm just talking about your teeth here. And yeah, so there you go. Very frustrating, I might say. Very frustrating indeed. Even writing with your left hand. That's even more frustrating. But these genuinely give you a neurobic workout. Frustrating, as I say, but exercising your left side. Or your right side, whatever the case may be. Okay, short and sweet, like I say, but it's a novelty, and it's probably a good novelty, something to practice. If it really is exercising that most important thing, your fabulous brain, get down on it is what I say. Get down on it. What's more important than looking after that? No matter what age, the earlier you start, the good habits, the better. Particularly when, if we're reaching the age of 35, we're a set of beliefs, then get that set of beliefs, if you're in your 20s, into the positive side. Get that brain working, so that all those memorized behaviours and your subconscious beliefs and your perceptions are actively positive. And I'm not sure when I was 35 that mine were all actively positive, to be honest. So what that means, flippin' heck, I have to erase. I have to get rid of all of mine first. So you 20-somethings out there, you've got a head start, let's face it. I've got to erase all my manifested habits, the ones that aren't serving me, the ones that aren't good, and create new ones. So if I can do it, you guys, you can. It only takes a moment, a small 10 minutes of meditation or distraction of your mind, distraction of your brain. Change one habit each day. Get out and walk at different times of the day. Don't have a repetitive state, says I. I wake up every single morning smelling the coffee, not the possibilities. I go down, I put the coffee on, prepare it, drink it, same time every morning when I think about it, every single morning. But yeah, I quite like that. But that's why I've got to change it, because I like to do it. Don't have to not have the coffee, just have it even an hour later. That's what I'll do. I'm going to start doing that, and I'm going to see how I get on and what changes and what it does to me. What it does to me. The experiment is on. I think I've got to do a little bit more than that right enough. But start of a 10. You try the same, not so much with your coffee, but with anything. Anything that you enjoy doing, do it later or do it a different way. Do that, and please let me know how you get on. What do you feel when you do it? See what happens. Let me know. If you can, I'd like to know. Right, I've rambled on enough. I'm off to brush my teeth again. with my left hand. And by the way, I'm lying on my back recording this. Just kidding. But I might try that next time. For now, bye and scribe sub. Just trying it the other way around so that I can have the left and right going. I wonder if that works. Thanks, guys.